Friends, this is a really exciting episode because I'm going to walk you through what you can expect inside the Health Mindset Coaching certification. We just opened for enrollment for the fall 2025 cohort today, August 25th, and you have until Thursday, August 28th to get enrolled. You only have 2 opportunities per year to become a health mindset certified coach. We run this program live, so we are all working on everything together. You're getting support every step of the way. So this is not an opportunity that comes around all of the time. We have 2 specific timeframes per year where you can enroll and you can join us to become a health mindset certified coach. So you have heard me talk about HMCC many a time on this podcast. I've talked about our students. I've used a lot of our students and their questions to give me inspiration for podcast episodes, but we haven't really walked through exactly what this program is and what you can expect. So when is a better time to do that than during enrollment time? So I'm going to walk you through why HMCC exists in the first place, what you can expect to get out of it, down to the details of how the courses run, what the structure looks like, so that you can make a confident decision to enroll. I say this all the time. My goal is not to convince you. I am not going to persuade you to join my program. That is not the purpose of this episode, but instead to give you all of the information that you need in order to make a confident decision of whether or not you want to join us. I just want you to have a confident yes or a confident no, and that is the purpose of this episode. So I knew that this stuff, the stuff that is inside HMCC, needed to get into the hands of coaches. I spent years researching mindset and behavior change when it comes to health and fitness behaviors. And while I was researching this stuff during my PhD, I was also doing one-on-one nutrition coaching. And it really heavily dawned on me that the stuff that I was learning in my PhD and doing research on and publishing papers on was never getting in the hands of the people who needed it most. And that is you, my friend. So me as a coach getting to have this awesome opportunity of working in the lab on mindset and behavior change science, and then literally physically leaving the lab and going and working with clients one-on-one. I did a lot of in-person nutrition coaching when I first started. I had the luxury of being able to take what I was learning from a behavior change and mindset science perspective and bring it to my clients. And like I said, very much so dawned on me that this is not the normal experience for health and fitness coaches out there. So I have truly made it my mission to take the most important, the most crucial aspects of mindset and psychology and behavior change and packaged it up into a program so you don't have to go get a PhD, and instead you can learn directly from me. So I can confidently say at this point, especially now that we've had over 800 coaches get certified through this program, that this stuff is the secret sauce. The super successful, happiest, least frustrated coaches that look forward to their client check-ins and who have clients who are renewing their coaching contracts 2 to 3 times over, those coaches are the ones who are including this stuff. And I can say that again very confidently because I've seen 800 plus coaches go through this program, and we have a bunch of killer testimonials that are literally saying that exact thing, that they have a renewed sense of excitement for coaching. We have had coaches who were on the brink of quitting because they were so burnt out and so frustrated with the clients who couldn't stick to the plan and were self-sabotaging themselves, and those coaches just didn't know what to do. And then they entered HMCC and have left saying that they are so excited to stay in the coaching world because they now feel equipped to help those clients. And that is what I want for you. Those coaches who also have the best, the most banging client testimonials and the best referral network, that they're not even really having to try as hard to get leads, to get new clients in the door because their referrals and their testimonials are so great. Those coaches are doing this stuff. I've seen it firsthand. They're the ones who have a handle on the psychology of their clients. So they are in this position where they are getting crazy good testimonials and getting referrals from all of their clients all of the time because they are doing something different than what most coaches are doing. The coaches who don't write off self-sabotage as an issue of their clients, of something that, again, their hands are tied, and this is something that they're just not capable of helping their clients with. Those coaches are going to continue to struggle. And if you feel like that's you, I don't want you to think that I'm like bringing the hammer down on you and like telling you, like, you know, slap on the wrist type of situation, because you weren't taught these things. In traditional nutrition and exercise certifications, even like advanced level degrees, you're not getting mindset, behavior change, and psychology when it comes to how you should actually coach and communicate with your clients, with your patients, etc. Which is why the health mindset coaching certification was born. It's why this program literally exists, because I have seen in so many different ways where coaches need more support in this area and they aren't getting it. And that is exactly what I feel like I've been put on this planet to do, is to fill that exact gap. And I do want you to know that I know what it feels like to keep those handful of clients to the end of your check-in day, because you're just dreading going back to them, knowing that they're just likely not sticking to the plan again and they're spinning their wheels and there's nothing that you can do because you've tried so many things. In fact, you feel like you're handing them solutions on a silver platter and they still aren't taking it, and you see the potential in them. You know what could happen. You know the transformation they could have if they were to just stick to the plan for more than a couple weeks at a time. I know what that feels like. And you may even get to the point where you're starting to question if you're even a good coach in the first place. And that sucks. It really sucks. And again, that is why this program exists, is so you don't have to feel that way. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is an absolute miracle program, and now every single client you come across is going to magically stick to the plan with no effort on your part. That is not realistic. But what is realistic, and what I can say based on chatting with the coaches who have gone through the program over the years and years that we've been running this, is that you may have right now, I don't know, 50 to 70% of your clients are sticking to the plan most of the time, falling off the wagon, getting back on the wagon. You have maybe 10 to 30% of your clients that are on their game all the time, no issues ever. They're just rock stars. What if that looked differently? Imagine a world where only every once in a while did you have a client who really struggled with adherence and consistency. And even if they did, you knew how to coach them through it. You knew that, like, okay, I'm always going to have this handful of clients that are a little bit trickier, but I feel so well equipped to help them. And in fact, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring on the challenge that is those tricky clients, because I got a whole toolbox of things, strategies, methods, ideas to help this client. That is what you can look forward to after becoming a health mindset certified coach. So let's switch gears a little bit to the logistics of HMCC and what you can expect inside the program. So we recently actually revamped and totally updated everything at the beginning of 2025. So the goal with this revamp and adjustment was to make the content even more digestible for you. So yes, we are talking science. Yes, we are talking high-level concepts in psychology, but I need you to understand I'm a teacher first. And my goal is to not just like be the researcher over here and like spew science and data and statistics at you and then hope and pray that you know how to apply that with your clients. That is not what we do in HMCC. So with the recent updates and revamping of the program, plus just what we've learned over helping 800 plus coaches over 5 years of doing this, our program is incredible. And I can say that even though it feels a little bit like I'm tooting my own horn, but like I'm going to toot my own horn all day because I have seen what this program can do for people. And I cannot wait for you to get inside and to see it for yourself. So, okay, overall HMCC content, we're talking science and applications. This is what I was just kind of referring to. The biggest issue that I see is that you either have like science and academia and research heavy stuff, or you have like coaching tips and tricks, and there's nothing really in between. So when we're talking about mindset science, behavior change science, psychological science, I don't want this to just be like, here's a bunch of research, see you later. Instead, I'm going to say, here's some research on these really well validated behavior change theories and frameworks and the science of habit formation and self-control and stress and motivation. And I'm going to teach you all of the science, and you're going to love it. You're going to geek out on it. You're going to have so much fun. And then I'm going to say, this is how it needs to look inside your coaching. Here's an example of how this looks in a check-in process. And in fact, every single one of our modules has an application assignment that you're essentially getting a mock client situation that you then have to respond to using what you just learned inside that module. Now, these application assignments aren't necessarily submitted to me. It's not like you're going to have to stay on top of your homework all of the time. I understand you're busy people. What we do have is every single week we do an application and discussion call. So we are reviewing that very application assignment and talking about the different ways you could be responding to this client situation based on what you just learned inside HMCC. During those application and discussion calls, you can also bring up certain client cases or specific content from the course that you want to better learn how to apply or need more examples for, and that's what we do on those live calls. So one thing to note about the live calls, they are awesome. And I absolutely recommend that you come to as many of them as possible. But again, we know you are busy people. And to be honest, I'm so proud of this course as a whole. But what I'm really proud of is the overall structure, because I know so many people get worried that because it's a live program and it's not DIY, not entirely go at your own pace, that you're going to fall behind and you're not going to be able to finish on time. And I promise you, that's not going to happen. We have it structured in a way where we have plenty of catch-up weeks in the program where there's no new content and you can just take some time to like review, get caught up if you need to. We have 3 to 4 weeks at the end before you actually finish the course to continue going through the course content, getting caught up, etc. And again, we're always here for you. And that's the best part of it being a live program, is you get access to me and you also get access to our co-instructor, Sarah Tierney. If you know who she is, you know that she's absolutely incredible when it comes to mindset and behavior change work. So that's what you can look forward to there. Those discussion and Q&A calls that we have every week, they are complimentary. They are optional. I would encourage you to come to them if you can, but also we're helping coaches literally around the world. So there's no way possible for us to host a call at a certain time that works for every single time zone and every person's schedule. And we know that. We know that. So coming to those calls is not an absolute necessity. Great if you can. Otherwise, you can catch the recording and it's not a big deal. So that is something that I really want you to keep in mind, because I know everyone's biggest concern often is time. And how much time is this going to take me? I mean, we're talking like 2 hours a week to budget for this course. And again, we have catch-up weeks. And on those weeks, you only have to budget 0 hours. So keeping that in mind, the overall structure in general, like I said, is a live program. And we're going to be together ultimately for 3 to 4 months' time that you will have in the program, including those catch-up weeks, including the content. And I like to say that the course is self-paced, but instructor-led. And I know I just told you that it's not a self-paced program, but like, hear me out for a second. I say that because how it will work, as soon as you enroll, you will have access to Module 1. And the goal is that you have Module 1 completed before we have our first Q&A and discussion call. And you can complete Module 1 on your own time, whenever. Watch 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, hit pause, go feed the dog, come back. You can do that on your own time. So with that said, self-paced, yes, because you can kind of set your schedule however you want to while still staying on the schedule of the course, but instructor-led in that I am with you every step of the way. It was really, really important to me when I created HMCC that this is not a DIY program, because I want you to feel confident in everything that you're learning. And the best way to do that is to have access to me. So that's not going to change. I've had a lot of business coaches and business-minded savvy folks tell me that I should create a DIY version of HMCC. You know, cut the price in half, give it to people and they can complete it whenever they want. And I say, no. Absolutely not, because I want to be there with you. I don't want this to be a DIY experience. I have plenty of DIY programs and products and mini workshop series and things that you can go through, but not HMCC. HMCC, I want to be there for you and I want to be there with you and I want to make sure you see success through the very end. And let me tell you, it works. We boast on average, a 95 to 97% successful completion rate. And this is with over 100 students in every single cohort. And if that doesn't convince you that you can do it, I don't know what will. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, well, what if I'm the 3 to 5% that doesn't finish, that isn't successful? Those 3 to 5%, those people had significant life events that got in the way of them being able to complete the course. And I would like you to know that those people still come back and finish the course later. And we give them that grace and we chat with them about like moving deadlines and figuring it out, moving them to a new cohort if we need to do that, like a future cohort. So we're there for you. So don't come at me and tell me you don't have time, because we will figure it out. We will figure it out for you. Okay. So one thing too I want to touch on is, okay, first thing I want to touch on. So we talked about the course structure, what that looks like. We talked about the application assignments and the discussion calls. We actually recently, I say recently, but I think it might have been like 2 years ago at this point, because we've been running the program for so long, introduced another application week at the end. It's around like week 10 or 11 of the course, which is 12 to 13 weeks in total. And during that call, we run through a full client check-in together and put everybody into breakout rooms so you get to chat with the other coaches and see how you brainstorm together, how you would respond to this client using your new skills and knowledge from HMCC. And then we go over it together on that very same call. Me and Sarah, again, are there to support you and go through that. And then finally, as even more application-related stuff goes, the final assessment at the very end is not your run-of-the-mill open book, multiple choice, whatever. We're doing a client case study. So you are going to get a mock client check-in that you have to respond to and then submit to us for feedback. We'll give you feedback. We'll tell you what else you could have done, where you could go with it. If there's something we think needs a little bit of tweaking or something you need to know on your way out the door, we will tell you that. At this moment, I also need to say, because we are recently talking to some students about this, who are so worried that they're going to fail the final assessment. Nobody fails as long as you've submitted. And what I mean by that is not that just like everybody passes immediately, but instead we work with you until you pass. And it's not even about you just passing a test. It's about you feeling confident in your skills. So again, we're coaching you all the way through, all the way out till the end of the program. So next thing I want to touch on is the difference between level 1, which is the program I've been talking about this entire time, and level 2. Level 2 was released 2 or 3 years ago, and we only run it one time per year. So we start in the summer and it runs about 5 to 6 months through the end. It's sort of an apprenticeship style program, meaning after you've gone through level 1, you'll jump into level 2 if you choose to be there. And level 2 is where you can literally, you need to have clients that you can take through the program with you. So you're literally working with clients in real time in level 2, which you can also do in level 1, but in level 2, it's required. And so level 2 is our advanced application program. So after you've gone through level 1, if you're feeling like, I love this stuff and I really want to make behavior change and mindset and psychology a massive cornerstone in my business, and I want to become an expert in this stuff, that's what level 2 is for. Level 1 will set you up very well and get you started. And to be honest, if you wanted to stop at level 1, that's what most coaches do. But level 2 is for the people who want more. They're ready to take it to the next level. And they really want to be a mindset and behavior change coach from an expert level perspective. So that's the difference between level 1 and level 2. Level 2 very much so builds off of level 1. In level 2, we only have 40 spots available. It's very small. Every call that we have, the live calls that we have in level 2, are all breakout room focused. So you're consistently talking to, for those of you who are watching the YouTube video, you just saw my brother's cat attempt to come up here. Do you want to come up here? You can. Now you have to go watch the YouTube video for those of you who are just listening to the podcast. Okay, so all that said, level 2 is a much smaller cohort, much more hands-on, apprenticeship style. You're bringing clients through the program. Level 1 gives you all of the foundational, everything that you need from a mindset and behavior change perspective. And level 2 just kicks it up a notch in a much more hands-on fashion with advanced strategies that build on level 1. So a fun thing about level 2 that I will mention is that you get lifetime access to level 1 and level 2 once you're a level 2 graduate. So that's something you can look forward to at that point too. Okay, what else do I have to tell you? Oh, we do have the directory now. So this is something that we just established this year and have been talking about and trying to figure out the best way to do it for literally years. But we now have a health mindset certified coach directory on our website. And this was built out of necessity because I have employers and people reaching out to me all the time saying, I want to hire a coach who's gone through HMCC. How do I find all of the coaches who have gone through HMCC? And I'm like, I don't know the best way to do that without you giving everybody's personal information. So I haven't been able to, but now we can. Now we have the directory. So when you become a health mindset certified coach, you'll be added into the directory and you can add as many details about yourself as you want, like your specific areas of expertise or specializations or who you want to work with. And so when people are looking to hire a coach or they want to collaborate with a coach on something and they want someone who has behavior change and mindset training, we can literally give them access to the HMC directory where they can then search and find you. So I'm very excited about that. Okay. I think that's all. I think the last thing that is like a big question that comes up a lot that I think is important to talk about is the recertification process. We do not have one. Unlike the majority, if not all, nutrition and fitness type of certifications out there, we do not require you to come back every 2 to 3 years and pay more money and take another test in order to keep up your certification. Instead, something we have that is in lieu of a recertification process, because I understand the desire to have that recertification process to keep people fresh on their knowledge and make sure that they're still, quote unquote, doing things correctly. We have the alumni group program, but it is optional. You do not have to join this program after you become a health mindset certified coach. But if you would like to stay sharp on your skills, continue learning, I do mini trainings inside this alumni group. Sarah comes in and does application calls, so client case study type of things in the alumni group. You get continued access to the level 1 materials. You can continue to audit future cohorts of HMCC as long as you're in the alumni group after you've graduated. So you can kind of continue to go through HMCC as many times as you want. But again, it's optional. We want you to be able to choose if that's something that you want to do. And the alumni group is so much fun. And we have such a great group of students in there, all coaches who really want to be there and really care about this stuff, which is lovely and leads to very great discussions and brainstorming opportunities when it comes to content and lead generation and how to best coach your clients. So that's something that you can look forward to as well, but also is entirely your decision. And the best part is that once you become a health mindset certified coach, you stay that way forever. You don't have to go through a recertification process. So, okay. I think finally, that is all I have for you. So if you are ready to finally feel confident in calling yourself a mindset coach and actually have some credentials to show for it, then the health mindset coaching certification is for you. I'm going to leave the link in the show notes. Remember, doors do close for fall 2025 enrollment this Thursday, August 28th. So if you have any questions, if you need anything at all as you make this decision, just know that I am here for you. Reach out to me on Instagram, send us an email, wherever you can get in contact. Do it, because we want to make sure that you feel good about this decision too. Okay? Okay. I'm so excited, and I will see you next week.